Scotland every time they played them. As a result, a man called Nicholas Lane Jackson set up an amateur side which would bring in the best players who could all play for the national side. And it worked. It wasn't long before England were dominating the international fixtures they played, and it was largely down to Corinthians. In fact, in 1894 and 1895, they played consecutive games where Corinthians provided the entire England 11. But the thing is, the players refused to play professional football. They didn't believe in it. They wanted to spread the values of sportsmanship, competition, and played for the love of the game. It also helped that most of the players were Oxbridge graduates who didn't need the money. But instead of entering the league and cup competitions, they played exhibition football and toured the world, bringing the beautiful game with them. And it was this which spread the game throughout the world and made it so popular. Most famously, in 1910, they travelled to Brazil. And the locals in Sao Paulo were so impressed, they started their own team under the same name. Yes, the same Corinthians who won the FIFA Club World Cup in 2021, one of the biggest football teams in Brazil. Now, they were global superstars, and despite not being professional, Corinthians drew in the crowds. Everybody wanted to play them, everybody wanted to watch them. So much so, they regularly played the winners of the FA Cup in what eventually became the Community Shield, winning most of the time. They actually inflicted Manchester United's worst defeat, 11-3, a record which still stands to this day. Now, fast forward to today, Corinthian casuals still don't pay their staff or players. The ethos of sportsmanship is still at the heart of everything that they do. And even though they're a side in the lower leagues, if you make the trip to King George's Field in Tolworth just off the A3, you'll most likely bump into Brazilian Corinthians fans who often make the pilgrimage across the globe just to watch their founding team play.
A very good morning. You are listening to Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Katie Shanahan. How are you doing this Wednesday morning? I went to the League Managers Association Awards last night. I've had very little sleep, but it was a wonderful evening, just celebrating all of the brilliant managers that we got in the football pyramid. It was a star-studded audience. We had the likes of Thomas Tuchel there, Roy Hodgson, Martin O'Neill, Sam Allardyce, Steve Bruce, to name a few. Frank Lampard was the one to win League Manager of the Year, also won Championship Manager of the Year as well after guiding Coventry to the Premier League. Mikel Arteta won Premier League Manager of the Year. And one of my favourite moments of the night was Martin O'Neill getting asked, what advice would you have for other young managers coming through? And he went, just win. I was like, fair play, Martin. Love that. Coming up on the Breakfast Show at 6 a.m. with Jess Stelling and Ali McCoy. They'll get into Crystal Palace's huge game tonight. Yes, it's the Conference League final. That is live for you on talkSPORT. Then at 10 o'clock, Jim White and Simon John. They'll be joined by Danny Murphy. But Nick, what have we got coming up over the next hour?
Yes, good morning, Katie. We'll start in Leipzig, where Crystal Palace are going for their second or third major trophy in the last 12 months. We'll get into that in a sec. We've got Ben Jacobs on where Morgan Rogers could end up. He might move away from Villa this summer. We'll hear from Morgan Gibbs-White on missing out on the World Cup. And we're asking, what are you doing to stay cool in this heat? Give us a call on the usual number, 03717 223344, or WhatsApp or text on 81089.
Right, let's get into it.
Martin O'Neill's advice, just win.
And that was it. That was literally the answer, and everyone laughed.
Was that a pointed sort of message to managers who are seemingly put style above results?
I think he was just asked, what advice would you have to... Because there was lots of managers in the room.
Yeah.
And then he just said, just win and everything works out.
I mean, he's quite a straight. I do like Martin O'Neill. He's quite a straight talker. He used to be one of the best World Cup pundits back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't think he's doing any, is he, this summer?
He was very good. And also,
Did you ask him about whether he's staying at Celtic?
They didn't ask him that, actually, funnily enough. But there was also a really moving moment from Graham Souness, who was doing so much charity work for the charity called Deborah, and he got really emotional talking about this horrendous skin disease. And I had quite a few people in tears because he was getting very emotional. And
so he swum the channel, isn't he, for this girl who sort of
returned twice,
loses her skin. Isn't it called butterfly skin condition or something?
Yeah,
like that?
That's what it's called. So he was basically speaking about that, getting quite emotional, but then talking very passionately all about the charity work that he's doing for Deborah, which just sounds amazing, the charity work that he's doing. But yeah, it was a wonderful night. Nice to see kind of Thomas Tuchel there giving out the award to Frank Lampard. It was Sir Alex Ferguson's trophy, the kind of the main trophy, and he kind of wrote this letter that then Thomas Tuchel read out and said it to Frank. Frank got 2 awards on the night. He got Championship and he got League Manager of the Year, which is voted by the peers. So all the managers vote for who they think is Manager of the Year. You've got Michael Skubala got League One, Andy Woodman got League Two, and then Mikel Arteta Premier League. So there was also nice to see like Regis Labrise in there in terms of other managers that were in that list. Unai Emery, of course, Andoni Iraola. So where do you sit on Premier League Manager of the Year? Well,
quick question: Frank Lampard, future England manager for you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great leader. I also love Frank. I've spoken to him on a number of occasions. For example, I did his last ever Everton interview, which he always does so professionally. And then you kind of see these journeys. You go on these journeys with the managers because you're normally having to do the last one or the first one.
Yeah.
And then when he won at Coventry, I was just thinking, gosh, this is a brilliant moment for you. And he did actually say, how good a set of talent that we have in England. He did last night kind of just say, look, we've got such good English managers, so we need to celebrate that as well. So I think that was also...
So he's already positioning himself for the role.
So that was one of his last comments, actually. And I was like, fair play to you.
Yeah.
We've got, Steve Bruce up there, you've got Sam Allardyce. And he was saying, no, come on, we've got some brilliant English managers in the audience.
Yeah.
And then everyone cheered. It was like a good moment for Frank last night, and also English managers going forwards.
Premier League manager of the season's got to be Arteta.
Yeah.
I mean, look what he's done to Arsenal. He is in charge really there, isn't he? And he's seen what's the changes in the Premier League, the fact that it's become so much more physical, and maybe Arsenal aren't the best team to watch, but they're so hard to play against. Ask any of the other teams. And then obviously we're also talking about staying cool in this heat.
Yeah. So tell us what you do. This made me laugh this morning.
Yeah, I have last 2 or 3 nights I've slept with a wet tea towel around my neck. So what I do, I lie down and I put it on my forehead. So I lie on my back, and then when I'm ready to sleep, I go on my side and I just pull it around my neck.
Aren't you soaked?
No, because it's that hot that it just evaporates.
It's damp though.
Yeah, but that's what keeps you cool.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, so I just get the big fan out.
Yeah.
And kind of just have a blast at me the whole time, and the window open. And then you've got to have your summer duvet and your winter duvet.
I just sleep on top of the duvet now.
Oh, you don't even have a sheet?
Not underneath, no.
Oh, right. No, I have to have like a thin sheet. I have to have something there.
Wow. Staying cool. What are your tips? 8, 10, 89.
Yeah. Nick, thank you very much for now. You'll be back with the back pages very shortly. Right, let's focus on the Conference League final then. A big game for Crystal Palace tonight. So he's managed to fall out with the board and the fans despite being 90 minutes from winning yet another major trophy with Crystal Palace. So can Oliver Glasner's Eagles reach new heights tonight? The Conference League final is live for you on talkSPORT.
Time whistle blows. Oliver Glasner has led Crystal Palace to their first ever European final.
Honestly, very proud on the players, especially for many of them it was the first European experience.
With the ball in, and he's standing in the near post. Ismail Assar, yet again.
Yeah, in an ideal world, we'd top off Oliver's reign with a win next Wednesday.
Jean-Philippe Mateta, hands on hips. Here he goes, right-footed. Oh, he just calmly rolls it beyond the goalkeeper.
I just keep working hard and believe anything can happen.
Everybody, young and old, is on their feet. There'll be fans on their phones already, booking hotels and flights to Germany.
Yeah, really looking forward to the Conference League final tonight, which you can listen to live on talkSPORT. It's the Premier League against La Liga again. Remember, it was Chelsea up against Real Betis, who they beat 4-1 to lift the Conference League title. That was last year. But this time, it's all over to Oliver Glasner. To think, he's got the chance of winning a third major trophy in 12 months. As for Palace, they finished 10th in the league phase, but they're the tournament's top goal scorers with 14 in the knockouts, 25 in total. Ismail Assar scored 5 Conference League games in a row, so is he going to score again tonight? Adam Wharton, I know there's question marks around his availability for the game this evening. As for Crystal Palace, 15th in the Premier League they finished. Rayo Vallecano finished 8th in La Liga. Tonight is the only route into Europe for both, so lots on the line. As for Rayo, they are 9 unbeaten in all competitions, so they're going to be tough to beat. As for the outgoing Crystal Palace manager, Oliver Glasner, he says a win tonight would mean a lot, not for him, but for the whole group.
Because I know how hard every single player, every single one in the staff worked throughout the season. It will be our 60th game of the season. This would mean a lot for me that we then could have a fantastic ending to the season. But however, the game ends tomorrow because it's sports, it's football, you never know. But I really enjoyed, and we all enjoyed this journey together, and we will give our best to get the happy ending tomorrow, and would be to win the game, of course.
Yeah, Oliver Glasner, what a brilliant job he has done, and to win a third trophy in 12 months really would be remarkable. Well, we'll speak to talkSPORT editor and Palace fan Ian Morris live from Heathrow Airport at 5:45 ahead of that Conference League final, which you can listen to live on talkSPORT tonight from 7 o'clock. Right, on to Elliot Anderson news, because here at talkSPORT we understand that Man City could hijack Man United's move for Elliot Anderson, and the Forest midfielder would prefer a move to the Etihad, and we're hearing Man City would like to complete the signing before the World Cup. Forest value Elliot Anderson at 105 million. Where do you sit on this? Do you think it's worth over 100 million? Well, City value him at 80 million. Meanwhile, another England midfielder is on the move this summer and could even go to PSG. Wow, here we go. Here's Ben Jacobs on the race to sign Morgan Rogers.
Arsenal and Chelsea and Manchester United are the 3 leading Premier League clubs at this stage. And you can also throw a historical interest from Liverpool in there, but they're not moving as it stands. And then from outside of the Premier League, another club to keep an eye on is PSG. I sense that PSG's priority is Yan Diomande, and then Bradley Barcola could be sold, but they face competition for Diomande from Liverpool as well. So if they don't get Diomande, maybe they turn their attention to Rodgers, who can play on the left-hand side or through the centre. But the appeal of Diomande is PSG would really like a right winger that can switch sides, and Rodgers is more a number 10 or a left winger. The asking price is likely to start at 80 million. If there's a bidding war, maybe Aston Villa will ask for even more.
Interesting that. How much do you think Morgan Rogers is worth? Gosh, such a good player, and you feel as though he's going to have a brilliant World Cup as well. But PSG, if they come knocking, you feel as though Morgan Rogers would definitely be interested, because they are such a formidable team, and also he would fit into their style of play brilliantly. Well, all the latest transfer news is at talksport.com if you want to read more on all of that. Right, Spurs are carrying out a major review, and there's a story actually on a number of the back pages this morning, which we'll get into very shortly, into their medical department. This is they're looking at whether Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they have this retractable pitch, don't they? So whether that is contributing to the club's ongoing injury crisis. So there's an investigation going on at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in terms of the results from that investigation. Well, Spurs lost the most days to injury of any Premier League club this season, and their players missed a combined 370 games. That's across all competitions. Well, playmaker James Maddison missed nearly the whole season. That was due to an ACL problem, and he told talkSPORT Drive about the welcome back that he received from Spurs fans.
Kind of expected that, maybe not to the level that the reception they gave me on my first game back, but if Kulusevski came back, he'd get the same. I think that when you're out for that, but if Kulusevski came back, he'd get the same. I think that when you're out for that long and the fans don't see you for that long, especially when you're an attacking player, I feel like the attacking players always get a little bit more
Love.
A little bit more love, a little bit more excitement about you being back. If a centre-half coming back from a long injury, it's probably not as exciting because they're not the goal scorers. But I'm truly grateful for the reception they gave me because it was amazing for me and my family to experience that, yeah.
Yeah, interesting to see whether the pitch actually did contribute to the injuries. Interesting to see what will come out of that, but that's on a number of the back pages this morning, which we'll get into very shortly. But today we are asking you, how are you staying cool? Have you ditched the sheets? Have you got the fan out like me? Have your windows wide open? How are you coping in this hot weather? Give me a text 81089. You can give me a call 03772233344, and that's exactly what Jill has done. Good morning, Jill. Morning, Katie and Nick. To keep cool, I dip in the North Sea and ice baths. See Wim Hof, the Iceman method. Yes, he's very impressive indeed. Good morning, Jill. Hope you're keeping well, and keep those texts coming in 81089. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Katie Shanahan. The time now is 5:15. Up next, we'll get into the best of the back pages and play our top 5 quiz. Good morning.
You're talking about 2-3 players, right? And I get that Spurs miss out.
But that's the track record.
There's plenty of players out there
over the many
not
years.
lads from Middlesbrough who come off the bench in the playoff final. Like, do me.
Well, he was injured.
No,
He's
but
been the best player in the Championship this season.
Yeah, I don't want to sign Championship players. Spurs don't need to sign Championship players. We've got Championship players. They've shown that. We've got Championship players.
Do you? I understand what you're saying. Hayden Hackney, I think, would be a good signing. He's been brilliant this season. But I understand what you're saying about actually you need to aim bigger than that on top of the Hayden Hackneys and that. But do you trust the owners enough?
No, I don't trust the owners.
I don't think it's down to the owners anymore. I think De Zerbi's got full control. I think he will be the one who's picking the players.
They still got to dip their hand in the pockets. Well, they've got to okay. They've got to sign off the contracts.
When they got rid of Daniel Levy, saying that they're going to spend money.
But that's my point.
Everyone was going to change the narrative, and it was sporting success that they were.
And then what happened in January? They went and sold. They went and sold Johnson for 30 mil. Brought in Conor Gallagher for 30 mil.
Net zero spend.
Well, it was net 12 with Sousa as well, but. You know,
first team.
Exactly. My point is, and that's my point. So summer coming up, this is Tottenham Hotspur, and you can't get the Champions League players. It's not going to happen. But he can still attract with those big wages.
It's about
Alex Scott. They're the type of player.
Well, he came from the Championship.
Yeah, I know, but he's been in Bournemouth and he's top.
No, but they bought him from the Championship.
Yeah, but he's been playing in the Premier League.
Semenyo came. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you can be clever with your recruitment. Antoine Semenyo came from the Championship. Adam Wharton.
No,
but the point is about to win a European final.
Now.
Why not?
Because I don't want them. We've got to sign the Premier League players who are playing in the Premier League who have been top draw.
The point, no.
Championship.
I think you're being a snob.
The point Jamie is making
upgrading the squad now from where it is. They've had those middle ranking signings. They need polish to make them get over the line and pull them out of the situation they're in. Here's a question for
Michael Elise's done all right coming out of the Championship.
Go back to.
Who did he go to? Went to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And then went to Bayern Munich.
Crystal Palace finished above you. They're in a European final.
Yeah, but you don't sign. We don't need players from the Championship.
You do.
Rookie. No, we don't.
We need a rebuild.
We don't need a rebuild from the Championship.
You don't need big time Charlies coming in.
What are you talking about? It's not big time Charlies. You've got to find the right prospect. But you don't sign a player from the Championship.
A very good morning. How are you doing this Wednesday? Katie Shanahan in the chair this morning. This is Early Sports Breakfast. Good to have your company. How are you coping in the heat? I'm not doing very well. I've got the fan on. It's very loud and it's keeping me awake. But I've got the windows open. I've got the sheets. But, you know, you've got to do what you can. So keep those texts coming in. They're making me laugh this morning. We've had this from Darren. First, to keep cool, I'm having freezing cold showers, pillow in the fridge, and also when it's cold. Apparently, Darren, you're saying that you should have hot drinks as it has the reverse effect on your body. Cold drinks are better in the winter. Well, there we go. So let us know what you're doing. How are you staying cool? 81089. Keep those texts coming in. Get involved in the show because, of course, This is your show, so we love to hear from you this morning. We are talking about Crystal Palace because they are 90 minutes away from a Europa League place. They are in the Conference League final away in Leipzig tonight. Elliot Anderson, could he be on his way to Man City? They're in for him, and they could snatch him away from Man United as they try to get the Nottingham Forest midfielder. And Frank Lampard was the winner of the League Manager Association Awards last night. He picked up the League Manager of the Year after guiding Coventry to the Premier League. On the talkSPORT Breakfast Show this morning from 6 a.m, it's Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist. They'll get into this weekend's Challenge Cup final, and they'll be joined by rugby league legend Martin O'Fire. Yes, he'll be on the show this morning. A few more things you need to know about this Wednesday. Frank Lampard got a message from Sir Alex Ferguson after winning the League Managers Association's Manager of the Year award. Lampard's taken Coventry back to the Premier League for the first time in 25 years. Ferguson says he's enjoyed watching the confident Coventry this season. London City Lionesses are among the clubs being linked with a move for two-time Ballon d'Or winner Alexia Putellas. The midfielder is leaving Barcelona after leading them to a fourth Champions League title last weekend. And Jarrod Bowen has apologised to West Ham supporters for the embarrassment and pain caused by Premier League relegation. He says winning the Conference League in 2023 was the best night of his career, and Sunday was the worst. Well, talkSPORT's Darren Bent thinks that Bowen could stay at West Ham in the Championship.
Because he's not going to the World Cup now.
No.
I'm not quite sure what his future is going to be for England when you look
Does he want to play sort of Saturday, Tuesday? Do you want to do that?
Well, he loves West Ham. He's the captain, isn't he? It's 1 year.
Yeah.
But I just think you look at some of the players that play on that right-hand side for England, all of them are younger than him. So he might be looking at it going, well, listen, I want to play for England, but realistically, where's my shot going to get in? Saka's young, Madueke's still young. Okay. What does he do?
Yeah, what does he do? We'll have to wait and see if he'll kind of stay with him in the Championship. It was interesting hearing his last, his post-match interview, wasn't it? When he was kind of saying, we're going to just try and bounce back straight away. I mean, he's got to say that, but he's a good leader and he's a good bloke. So let's see if he does stay with West Ham as they try to get back in the Premier League. For more on all the day's biggest stories, all you need to do is go to talksport.com. You can also watch us on your smart TV. So pop on your telly and you'll see us right there. You can see what's going on in the studio, all of the chaos. But we are live right now on Samsung, LG, Fire TV, Apple Chromecast, Android, Google TV, and Prime Video. talkSPORT is there. Now, after Jeff Stelling hammered Jamie O'Hara yesterday for saying that Spurs shouldn't be signing Championship players, O'Hara has hit back. That's our breakfast host. Here we go.
Bore off, Jeff.
Oh, you bored him off?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Bore off, mate.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
And by the way, what he was listening to was me and Crookie on White and Jordan's show.
Right.
And when Crookie was saying that Spurs should rebuild with Championship.
So what are you saying? He's saying that I sound like Crookie. Is that what he's saying?
No,
No, he obviously thought I sound like Crookie.
You look a bit like Crookie.
Oh, I'll take his head. Not his belly.
Brave soul. I don't think Jason looks anything like Crookie. Well, we'll get Jeff's response to this at 6 a.m. on Breakfast with Ali McCoy. The boys are coming up very shortly. Jamie and Jason are, of course, back on the Sports Bar. That is at 10 o'clock. Right, keep those texts coming in about today. We are asking you how you stay cool in the heat. Josh has 5 tips here. He is saying, keep cool. 5 steps to a cooler night's sleep. Here we go. I'm going to be taking these. I'm going to be taking notes here. Thank you very much, Josh, for getting in touch. You say cold shower, windows wide open, sleep nude. Well, there we go. I bet a lot of people are actually sleeping nude. It's probably one way of doing it. Pint of cold water. Sleep with just the duvet cover. No insert. I know. I've kind of gone down to a sheet. But also cold shower. A lot of you saying cold showers. But you've got to take, and there's the other person here. Keeping cool, cold water in a hot water bottle. Place it in the freezer. When you go to bed, place it under the pillow. It's amazing, and you are welcome. Thank you very much, Wads. Keep those texts coming in. I'm going to be using all of these tips tonight to try and keep me a little bit more cool. Okay, right now it is time for this. And I'm very pleased to say Nick Ellaby is back in the studio with a big grin on your face. You're listening to all these tips. You're going to be taking notes.
Do you know what? I like the hot water bottle in the freezer. I talked about that with my wife yesterday. I was like, was that going to work? And then we ditched the idea.
Oh, no.
So actually...
Maybe try it tonight.
Well, it's going to be a bit cooler, isn't it? I think still one more warm day, and then we're just going to chill out a little bit.
Yeah. Should we do the quiz?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
This is a top 8, not a top 5. I cheated today, but it's a
Oh.
good one. In honour of Palace versus Rayo Vallecano in the Conference League final, a repeat of the La Liga Premier League situation we had last year when Chelsea beat Real Betis. I want to know 8 Brits who have won La Liga.
Okay, here we go.
There are 8 of them, going back to 1980.
So remember, this is our, top 8 quiz today.
Top 8.
Are we still doing 5? We're going to do the full 8.
Well, look, see if you can get 5.
Okay, let's try and get 5. I actually think I've got a couple.
Of course you have.
81089, get involved on the text, see if you can get some as well. We'll do this together as a team.
British players to win La Liga.
Right, I'm going to reel off a couple.
Go on.
Gary Lineker.
Never won La Liga.
Oh!
No.
Jude Bellingham.
Yes, correct. Bellingham with Real Madrid, 23-24.
David Beckham.
David Beckham, Real Madrid, 06-07.
Michael Owen.
Michael Owen didn't win La Liga.
Oh.
But another Scouser at Real Madrid did.
Steve McManaman.
Steve McManaman.
How many have we got now?
That's 3. Becks, Bellingham, McManaman. One player won it this year at Barcelona in the England squad. Likes to get kids reading.
Like Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford. Don't forget, he's had a great season and he's now won La Liga. The 8th.
Yes.
Marcus Rashford is the 8th British footballer to win La Liga. So you got 4 there.
Is Kieran Trippier in that list?
He is in that list. 2021 with Atletico Madrid. Kieran Trippier, La Liga winner.
So how many have we got now? Let's run through them.
You've got 5. Beckham, McManaman, Trippier, Bellingham, Rashford. There are 3 more British players who've won La Liga. 1, very obvious, and 2 from back in the 80s.
Okay.
So a couple for the dads out there and the mums. Give us a shout. 81089 British players to win La Liga.
Okay, brilliant. Right, let's look at the back pages. A number of different kind of stories, dominated really by Crystal Palace in the Conference League final tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the big one. We'll get into that later on when we speak to talkSPORT editor Ian Morris live from Heathrow Airport. But a lot of transfer talk as well. Enzo Maresca potentially handing a lifeline to Jack Grealish, potentially getting him back at City. Everton may be keen to get him on loan again, but City only apparently would be willing to loan Grealish back to Everton if there's a sort of clause in the deal to make it permanent. What do you think Grealish should do?
I don't think he should go back to City. It didn't exactly work out, did it? But that was under Pep Guardiola.
It didn't work out under Pep Guardiola. The one thing I think about Jack Grealish, it's crazy that, he was sort of transformed from this free spirit into a, what did they describe him as? Someone who could sort of carry the ball in key areas. But now they've got Ryan Cherki, this number 10, who's pretty much allowed to do more or less whatever he wants. Well, Jack Grealish must have been thinking, I could have done that job.
But also they've got Jeremy Doku out on the left.
Yeah, exactly.
So where's he going to fit in?
Have you seen this story in the back of the Times? England's drone defence, hunter-catcher devices, ready to stop rivals spying on teams World Cup based in Kansas. I think it's mostly about security, right, and protecting the players and the venues from essentially terrorism, right? England's World Cup base will be protected by anti-drone experts armed with hunter-catcher drones aimed at preventing security threats and spying missions. This is Martin Ziegler, the chief sports reporter in the Times. Tom Adams, former FBI anti-drone specialist, saying drones were now seen as the weapon of choice for those wanting to target events. Hunter-catcher drones can catch. That's a drone that can catch another drone in a net.
In a net?
Yeah. And also drone guns that can jam other drones' control and navigation. You got a drone? Have you ever flown one?
My husband is a drone pilot.
Is he really?
So we got so many drones. Yes.
Does he do that professionally?
He does it professionally.
Who for?
So just for documentaries and TV. And
so he can give you sort of drone insights.
So you know how you see those on Grand Design? Those drone shots. That's all my husband.
Okay.
He does it on the side. It's very, very cool.
We should get him on the show.
Should get a drone in because that would be quite the introduction.
I'd be up for that.
Nick, that's all we've got time for now.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Okay, Nick Adamy, thank you very much. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express, freshly ground Costa coffee for a quality day. Katie Shanahan here with you. Up next, we're going to have some fun with the front pages. Nick Ellaby will be back, and you could win an all-expenses paid trip, yes, to the World Cup. Good morning.
I think from day one we were very clear that we are trying to select and build the best possible team, which is not necessarily to select and collect the 26 most talented players. Teams win championships, it's as simple as that. And what we are trying to achieve in summer can only be achieved as a team.
Is he right, Emmanuel?
I totally agree with him.
Team over talent.
You know, it's the same, you know, when you manage a club, you know, as a manager, you know, the team spirit is more important than individuals. And we've seen that every single season when the team who won the big trophies, you know, are always playing as a team, not as an individual. Individuals are very important, but for me, the team is more important than the individual. So as I said before, I was quite surprised in a good way when I look at the list, you know, from Tuchel. And I thought to myself, maybe he's copying, you know, what happened in France a long time ago, not so far away, when Aimé Jacquet became the manager for the national team. He decided to make strong choices, you know, strong opinions, and he was under critiques. A lot of people they were killing him, you know, but I want to remind people that during the European tournament in 1996 here in England, France, we went until the semi-final. 2 years after that, we became world champion. And then 2 years after the World Cup, we became European champion. And from that, they played the final in 2016. They played the final in 2020 against Argentina, won the World Cup in Russia. The reason why I'm saying that is because when he took over, you know, as a manager, he decided to take away, you know, from the team the lack of Cantona and Ginola. They were huge players. Both guys, they were huge personality, huge player on the pitch as well. They were to pick up their form, you know. They could have done so much things, you know. But Aimé Jacquet decided to say, no, I don't want them. The team is more important. So I would probably pick, you know, less talented players up front, but that can fit into what I want as a team. And we became what we are actually for the last 15 years.
Good morning. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Katie Shanahan. How are you doing this Wednesday morning? Did you sleep okay? I know it's so hot. I barely got any sleep at all. Had to have the sheets, just the sheet, no thick duvet, fan on to keep us nice and cool. Keep those texts coming in about how you've been keeping cool in this hot weather. 81089. On the breakfast show this morning, coming up at 6 a.m. with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist. They will get into the World Cup preparations and be joined by the wonderful Chris Kamara, who will be re-releasing his World Cup song from 2012. I saw Cammy last night. Always so nice to see Chris Kamara, probably one of my favourite people in football. So he'll be coming up on the breakfast show this morning. Some more of the headlines you need to know about this Wednesday morning if you're just waking up. Tyson Fury's announced he'll be back in the ring this August in Dublin. He hasn't said who his opponent will be yet, but Fury has slated for a spot on the Pierce O'Leary versus Mark Chamberlain card in Dublin. That's on the 1st of August as he tunes up before fighting Anthony Joshua next year. Can't wait for that one. That's been so long in the making. German police in Leipzig have arrested a group of British people following an incident that's outside an Irish bar where chairs were thrown. This is 24 hours ahead of tonight's Conference League final. It's thought the group are being held for a breach of the peace, which means possible searches and full body photographs. And Scotland assistant manager Stephen Naismith says there's plenty to play for in their upcoming World Cup warm-ups.
Players need the minutes, and then there's still a few spots that the manager is definitely thinking about what the best option is going to be, and I think that it's a good problem to have when you've got a squad full of quality where for each position you have got genuine guys who can come in and feel they should start.
Well, Scotland's they kick off their preparations for their first appearance at the tournament in 28 years. That's with Saturday's friendly against Curacao. They then play Bolivia the following weekend before next month's opening group game with Haiti. For more on all the day's biggest stories, all you need to do is go to talksport.com. Right, a recap of our top story, because it is Crystal Palace in the Conference League final. So 1 down, 2 to go, as Crystal Palace can become the second English club to win a major European trophy this season. They face La Liga's Rayo Vallecano. That's in Leipzig tonight. Leipzig, I've been there for the Euros, and it's a fabulous stadium. We also really looking forward to speaking to Ian Morris, who's on his way to Leipzig. And I think you can treat yourself to a currywurst in the stadium. But yes, tonight they will face the La Liga side 12 months after the club's first major trophy. They can now win a third. And Crystal Palace defender Maxence Lacroix spoke to talkSPORT's Ian Abrahams ahead of the game.
18 months ago, when you played at Doncaster in the FA Cup, if you'd have said to somebody, this team will win the FA Cup, the Community Shield, and be in a European final, people would have thought you were a bit crazy.
Yeah. This is what the people said also about me. I was a little bit crazy because I trust that we can win a trophy, and this is what I said to a lot of people. We can win the FA Cup, and we won the FA Cup. We can win the Community Shield, and we won the Community Shield, and we are one step to win another trophy. And I think we have the best chance to win this trophy. So we have to be proud of where we are and what we accomplish, and we have to finish the job.
Yeah, great opportunity for Crystal Palace tonight. And also the headline on the back page of The Sun. Ollie wants to land ideal leaving gift. And what a great leaving gift that would be. So Crystal Palace against Rayo Vallecano is live for you on talkSPORT from 7 o'clock tonight. Now at 5:39, it's competition time.
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
Yeah, listen up. We're into the final week of this with the 2026 FIFA World Cup almost here thanks to Adidas, the tournament's official match ball supplier. talkSPORT is sending you and a friend to Dallas, Texas. You could be at England's first game, that's against Croatia on the 17th of June, with return flights, accommodation, spending money, tickets and the official Adidas match ball, the Tri-Under, all thrown in for you. Ready to get that winning feeling? Well, here is how you enter. For your chance to win, head to talksportwin.com or text WIN to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or you can call this number 0343 418 7260. Entries must be in by 4 p.m. next Monday. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a TalkSPORT promotion. Full T's and C's at talksportwin.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now, and a very good luck.
The ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
Okay, so for our top 5 quiz today, we've got everyone's been in touch. There's been so many answers to this one. So I'm glad that quiz worked well. So thanks so much for everyone getting involved this morning. So the answers to the quiz are as follows. British players to win La Liga are Rashford, Bellingham, Trippier, Beckham, McManaman, and well done to the listeners that got Laurie Cunningham, who won it with Real Madrid. That was in 79-80. Well done to Jammer, Scott in Bexley Heath, Jimmy, Darren. Also, the other answer was Steve Archibald. That was with Barcelona in 83-84. Well done to Steve the Gooner, Ben in Worcester, and Paul, who is on the M6. Hope your drive's going all right, Paul. And Gareth Bale, 3 times winner. Well done to Kieran Carl, Jay as well, and Machiavelli. You got all of them. So well done. Big shout out to you. You literally listed all of the winners. So well done. And today we are asking you also how you are staying cool in this heat. It's been so hot, hasn't it? So what you've been doing, we've been getting all your tips and tricks because I need to keep cool. And I've just been using the fan or, I don't know, just getting down to a sheet. We've had so many people getting in contact this morning. So thank you very much. This is from... oh, you haven't put your name on it. Best way to keep cool is to get in contact with Christchurch Refrigeration in Cambridgeshire, and we can quote you for air conditioning at home. Loads of love. And we've got this from Ian, looking for Hull to re-sign Jarrod Bowen and Andy Robertson as the Tigers come back to the Premier League. Let's get the band back together. Yes, that'd be good. I remember watching him so much when he was at Hull. And also here, this is Katie. Advice on drinks is correct. 2-pack mini fans on Amazon. Really powerful to be good for the studio. Yes. P.S. Set up an inflatable ice bath at talkSPORT to get all the presenters in it. I mean, that would be quite the watch, wouldn't it? Keep those texts coming in 81089 about how you're keeping cool in this hot, hot weather. Okay, now it is time for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast. talkSPORT.
Yes.
So here we go. Let's take a look at the front pages this morning. What have you got for us, Nick Ellaby?
Well,
is it all hot weather?
I mean, there is some hot weather stuff. Do you want to start on pints?
Let's do pints.
Pubs calling time on soaring prices by slashing pints to just £2.50. I mean, you'd be lucky if you get change from 15 quid for 2 pints in the capital at the moment. The Cornish Arms in Constantine, in Cornwall, they've put all pints at £2.50.
Oh, wow.
One local on social media wrote, locals supporting a brilliant village local pub. We're all about supporting your local pub on this show.
Certainly are.
You want to give your local pub a shout out?
Yes, Park Tavern.
Oh, yeah?
I used to pull pints in the Park Tavern, and I was the dog walker. I was the pub's dog walker.
I actually like pouring pints.
Yeah.
I played cricket on Sunday in Ewell, and they've got a bar at their cricket club, and we could just pour our own pints after the game. It was absolutely magic. Another on this pub in Cornwall, I'm going to come and drink 5 pints an hour.
Wow.
That's a bit too much.
That's a bit much.
Drink sensibly. You can help you stay cool, though. Knackered Brits would be like zombies today, apparently, after the 2 hottest nights in May ever. I mean, it was like 20 degrees overnight. It's called a tropical night.
It's a tropical night. We treated to a tropical night.
It's called a tropical night when the temperature doesn't get below 20 in the evening. So, you know, and that is what is messing us up. Sleep boffin. Thomas Hogue Rices of Bed Firm Temper advised keeping windows and curtains shut in the day, boosting fans with ice to keep bedrooms bearable. So do you ever put ice like in front of your fan so it blows?
Oh no, is that good? That sounds like a great tip. But then it just melts.
You can essentially make your own air conditioning system with a box of ice and a fan with a hole.
Have you done that before?
No, I've seen someone do it on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, the serious side is amber heat alerts are in place, and you know, it can be dangerous for some people, but 35 degrees in Kew Gardens. I don't know how it is in Heathrow. We'll see if Ian Morris can get some sort of temperature readout when he gets...
You know what the worst is? Being in a car in the heat. And I know you can put the aircon on, but yesterday I was so hot. I was coming back from the gym. I literally I was just like, right, getting all my clothes off. I was like, right, got my jumper off, and I was just down to, you know, like your gym gear.
Sure.
And this guy next to me was just like, what are you doing? Yeah. I was at the lights. I was like, oh, sorry.
Some sort of advert.
I'm just so hot. I don't care.
Jeremy Clarkson hoping his telly show has altered the way people think about farming. It's a great programme, isn't it?
Love Clarkson's Farm.
The Clarkson's saying that, you know, He reckons more people appreciate how difficult rural life is, how hard it is. He's always going on about rules and regs, but about how hard it is for farming. There's a new season with him having his heart operation.
Yes. And also there's the choir filled with farmers who are on Britain's Got Talent. I was watching that at the weekend.
Haven't seen that.
You're looking at me. And they're tipped to win it.
Are they?
Yes.
So
it's like the military choir. Now we've got the farmers.
We're going farming mad.
Yeah, it's lovely.
You're off to the World Cup, aren't you? England players so excited about the World Cup, they've bought 1,000 tickets for family and friends every game.
Wow.
I mean, good to know they're available.
Yeah.
Some of the tickets are actually going down in price. Have you seen that?
And hotels and flights.
Well,
everything's coming down. I mean, it was too high anyway, let's face it.
Of course it was.
Far too expensive.
Where are you going to be based for the World Cup?
So, all over, really. So, I'm going to be Toronto, Houston, Boston, New York, Vancouver, and that's just the group stages.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so all over.
Looking forward to keeping tabs on you.
Yeah. I'll tune in. And I'll probably phone in at some point.
Yeah,
like, where on earth is Katie now?
Get you on.
Nick, thank you very much for now. You are listening to Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day. Katie Shanahan here. It's 5:47. Up next, we'll look ahead to Palace fans' trip to Leipzig and their date with Destiny. Good morning.
You're going down next season.
No, we're not going down, mate.
You're going down, mate.
No, even you know that. Even you know
Well,
that.
why am I saying it?
Well, because you know that's not going to happen.
What do you mean I know? I don't say things.
You know that's never going to happen.
Well,
we had this season was an absolute joke.
And what's going to change?
Well, everything's going to change.
Well, okay, name it.
Well, starting one with the manager.
Right.
The manager's come in and he's got results kept us up.
Right, okay.
He won't allow.
You said that last season.
No, we got Thomas Frank in the summer, and that was the wrong appointment. This is the right appointment.
Okay, but you said that last summer.
So everything will change.
You got a new manager. You said that.
They won't allow that. They won't allow that to happen.
And you can't allow. You can't.
They won't allow that to
You've
happen.
not got a magic
You can't
wand.
sit there and say that Spurs are going to go down, mate.
I'm saying you now.
Oh, Jace,
you will be in a relegation battle this season.
Jace,
promise you.
Mate, shut
no,
up. What are you on about?
You're one of my favourites to go down.
What are you on about?
You can't just flip. You honestly, you've been in football all your life. You can't flick a switch and just think we're Spurs. You were Spurs last year, and you're Spurs this season.
Well, that's
you
absolute garbage.
have gone through the
That's
same
absolute
thing.
garbage.
Yeah,
The
it's
team
worse.
Finished 17th, and then they sort themselves
Did
out.
you get better
and then
or
they
worse?
crap on. What? We've got more points this season.
Did you get better or worse?
Well, technically, we got better.
Did you get better or worse?
Factually, we got better. Because we got 30. We got 38 points last season. We got 41 this season. Good season.
See, this is the
Good season. That.
This is the arrogance and the naivety of you, and you're just Spurs, mate.
No, but listen, I'm up for a laugh. Listen, I'm all up for a laugh, right?
Jay,
and it has been.
You're going down next season.
Oh, we're not. Oh, Jace.
You're going down, mate.
Jace.
You're going down.
Jace, come on, mate.
EFL Roundup.
Come on, mate.
It's coming.
All you've done. I know you want to keep the narrative alive, right? Just for your own little self-worth.
What do you mean self-worth?
Oh, you want to keep it alive. You keep your little EFL roundups and keep your little Ange mask and keep all that garbage that you've done all season.
What do you mean garbage?
A very good morning. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Katie Shanahan. How are you doing this Wednesday morning? Have you kept cool overnight? If you are just waking up, good to have your company, as it's a huge night for Crystal Palace. We'll get to Ian Morris very, very shortly. Coming up on the talkSPORT Breakfast Show in 9 minutes' time, it's Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoy. They're coming up at 6 a.m. They'll get into a huge night for Crystal Palace on the back page of the Mirror. Be bold, Eagles. And also, Ollie wants to land ideal leaving gift on the back page of The Sun. In terms of the guests they've got on the breakfast show this morning, they've got Chris Kamara coming up on the show. Saw him last night. Oh, what a wonderful human being he is. He'll be up on the show, as well as Martin O'Fire. He'll be looking ahead to the Challenge Cup final. That is coming up on breakfast. As for tonight, Oliver Glasner might be leaving Crystal Palace, but he could help the club land their third trophy in 12 months. And Palace keeper Dean Henderson hopes they can give Glasner a lovely leaving present.
The team's got a special connection with the supporters, and when I joined the football club I felt like that was distant. I don't think that was in place, and it's good to see since the managers came in we've built that rapport with the supporters, because I think it's important and they can really help us.
OK, and I'm pleased to say that we can go over to Heathrow and say a very good morning to talkSPORT editor and a massive Crystal Palace fan. Good morning, Ian Morris. How are you doing?
Morning, Katie. Morning, everyone.
Where are you at the moment? You're at Heathrow, and who are you there with?
I'm there with my son, so he's 22 years old. He has actually got an alcoholic drink. I've stayed on the non-alcoholic drink for this little interview here. But I was just thinking that he's only ever really known success at Palace, because one of the first games I took him was the playoff final. I think that was in 2012, 2013 when we beat Watford. And since then it's just been, Premier League, and obviously you mentioned the trophies as well recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's, a third trophy in 12 months under Oliver Glasner. It's amazing, really, kind of the success that he's brought to the club.
Yeah, I think when he came in, everyone was a little bit like, oh, who's this guy? Obviously, Bundesliga, you thought fine, but adapting to life in the Premier League. But I just think he was kind of, not fortunate, but he had good players last year. And he was able to implement his system, play with the wing-backs, and really drill the players in that formation, so that they kind of knew it off by heart. So, yeah, he's been a revelation, really. And obviously there's been a bit of a sticky period this season when he, bad-mouthed the supporters and had a go at the club's hierarchy. So to be sitting here in May and thinking we're in a European final, I don't think we would have thought that in mid-January, to be fair.
And how are you feeling about tonight, on the verge of yet another trophy?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of a little bit glass half empty. I'm not kind of putting our hands on that trophy quite yet, because obviously Vallecano, Spanish, we know that there'll be good possession of the ball and technically very good. I think they've eased clear of the relegation zone over the last kind of 6 to 8 weeks in La Liga. So yeah, we're not taking anything for granted, but I think if 6 or 7 of our players are on top form, then I would think that we would win the game.
And in terms of Glasner, then obviously this will be his last game in charge. How are the fans kind of feeling? This obviously being his last game, the farewell, and what are the fans? Who would the fans like to see come in to replace him?
Well, Iriola of Bournemouth's obviously been mentioned, and I think that would be quite a good fit for us. And obviously, he might have offers of more glamorous clubs, if you like, but it sounds like he wants to manage in London. So I don't think Steve Parish is giving up on that. And then in terms of Glasner, I mean, I think, he's really bought into, Palace and the fans and the identity, and, being a manager in a tight stadium in South East London, and really bringing out the best in the players. So I think there will be a bit of sadness, and I'm sure he'll get asked after the game, 1 more year, you give it 1 more year. So I doubt that will happen now, but yeah, he leaves on good terms, obviously.
And just finally, Ian, before we let you go and get your flight, what's the plan for today then? I'm sure lots of Palace fans will be so excited ahead of the final. What are your plans today with your son?
Yeah, there's a few Palace fans behind me in the bar here at Heathrow. I think lots of different ways of travelling. I know people travelled yesterday. Some people have driven. Some people have got the flights to Berlin and then got a train. We're actually flying to Frankfurt and then we've got a 3.5-hour train journey from Frankfurt for Leipzig. So not the most direct route, but I'm sure it'll be an adventure. And then get into Leipzig about 4 or 5 hours before kickoff, chuck a bags in, atmosphere, and then head to the stadium. So yeah, just hoping that the German trains are as efficient as they should be. But I'm hearing mixed reviews about the trains. Some people who were there in the Euros said that they weren't that reliable, a bit like the British trains. But hey, let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, enjoy tonight and also get a currywurst or something at Stadium RB Leipzig. I love that arena. It's so good. A great stadium. Enjoy tonight and enjoy the final. Best of luck to Crystal Palace, who face Rayo Vallecano at Leipzig's Red Bull Arena, which you can listen to on talkSPORT tonight with all the builds up from 7. Thanks so much. All your texts coming in at 81089 about how you're keeping cool in this heat. Sean said, yesterday I booked a return flight from Gatwick to Dublin, leaving at 7 a.m. I'll spend most of the day in air-conditioned airports or planes, cheaper than installing aircon. Jill, this is mini fans are good. Also, why don't you set up an inflatable ice bath? Yes, for all the talkSPORT presenters to get in. And Carl the Whitby trucker. Good morning, Carl. I dip body parts into a pint glass full of water. Well, there you go. That's one way of doing it. That's one way of keeping cool. Thanks so much for everyone getting involved in the show today. Lots more coming up on talkSPORT Breakfast. Joining Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist, actor, comedian, rapper and Palace fan, Doc Brown is on ahead of the Conference League final tonight. A man already immortalised in bronze outside Wembley. Yes, rugby league legend Martin O'Fire will be on the show. And unbelievable, Jeff, Chris Kamara is on the show to talk all about his World Cup song. You've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Katie Shanahan. Jeff and Ali are on the way next, and we'll be back same time tomorrow. Have a great day.
Interestingly, we just want to get your sort of on this whole players, seeing what people say about them and seeing what people write about them. And just quickly, this is what Gabby Agbonlahor had to say on a play